Come on in, YouTube. Come on in. Come on in. I want to see if everybody thinks the same as I do. Because it's something that's picking my nerves about this situation. First, they say that the young man is her dad. Then they say he's not the biological dad. Then I said also, with her being 13, someone has defense markings. And grandma just happened to have a scar, a fresh look like scratch under her eye. And I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but I definitely noticed that in one of her interviews. Because I was like, if the grandma's story just don't add up. When she came in, there was gas running on the stove. Then she noticed all these different like things around the house that was suspicious. Like, I'm not buying it. He might have was told that he was probably doing something to the little girl, but I really do believe somebody who had custody of this little girl did something to that little girl. And I don't know why I keep that going back to mama or the woman that was had the custody. Because why would you go tell all those different lies on the mom to get her child from the gate? And then, second of all, I have to daggone go back to why grandma is tired of the little girl. See, those are things you gotta daggone, question as well. Hey, baby. And I just feel like the grandmother definitely. What's up with the daggone letter? Or we have her. We want 4,000. We want $4,000 for. What was all of that about? Because I've just lost the words. Like someone that you are communicating with, grandma, obviously wanted. I mean, it's obvious. Grandma said the girl was stealing. Okay, well, if she was stealing, that still doesn't deserve to be deleted. This little girl was deleted. And it's sad. They said grandma was texting herself. Girl, now come on now. And I think it is. That's why it looks suspicious to me, TRW. Because the text that was coming in just didn't seem right. And like I daggone did the cupcake case, when the ransom, there is an app that you can make and make ransom notes and stuff like that to make it seem like that someone else is writing you when in fact you're the person writing yourself. So when I seen the text, I was like, wait a minute, this look like somebody texting themselves because there's no blue, from the person that's supposed to be texting her, telling her about some trafficking or something. So I seen that and I thought, well, why would she daggone do that? Now you've implicated yourself in some stuff. Uh, why is you daggone writing yourself like someone is writing you a ransom? So this why I feel like the grandma got a lot to do with it. Now the dad might have daggone done some daggone terrible things, but I'm thinking at this point, mama got a whole lot to do with this. Dad might have had his little dirty things that he done, but him and her, then got together and did something. That grandma and that boy. Somebody was trying to sell the baby. It looked like to me they was trying to sell her, and it don't look good as some grandma. Then dad going to try to sell the little girl to supposedly I don't know what they got going on, but what I can say is that this was terrible what happened to this little girl. And in the end, I feel like the grandma and the dad got a lot going on. Somebody wanted something and it didn't turn out like they had thought it was, so they had to go ahead and do away with the little girl, I figure. But when I seen that text, like somebody had wrote the grandma for ransom or something, I'm like, wait a minute. The text looked kind of suspicious, like the one that they did with Cupcake. So now y'all know I'm really daggone. I'm on a puzzle right now. But I've been listening, and what I've gotten out of the whole situation is grandma and dad might have had a pact. And now he's going down for all of it. But someone deleted that baby, and somebody that was angry with that baby did what they did to her. Like I said, I believe the grandmother and the dad got together and did some craziness. I do believe it. Because why would she be writing to herself? And again, that little girl didn't deserve that. Y'all could have gave her back to her mama. With the lies that that lady told on that woman from the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta do it, gonna do more better investigating than y'all doing, because that ain't right. Y'all snatched that baby from that woman before after she had her child. That's another something that should not be able to happen in our community. Somebody just being able to come and lie on you while you giving birth. There should have been some type of test and all kind of stuff before they took that baby. So they had some kind of plan for that little girl way before she became a teenager. See, people be wanting these babies, and then when they get them, you know what I'm saying, and they start to getting older and start acting out. Now it's a problem. But as a loving grandmother that is not abusing a child, that child is not going to be out here stealing, okay? You get enough money for this little girl every month to take care of her needs, where she ain't out here stealing and stuff, ma'am. So see, when kids get out here and start stealing, it's because they lacking something that somebody else got and they seen it. And you seem to get this little girl's money and ain't doing by her what she's supposed to be done. These people will get your baby and use them kids as an income, and that's it. And they just be running wild out here. But I don't think that of this little girl. I think this little girl lacked love and affection and attention from her grandmother that she didn't expect as a grandmother to be treating her like that. And then again, okay, we got to understand she is in the care of the grandmother. So the grandmother was beating on this child. And if she was a virgin, somebody was doing something other than daddy. Okay? So I don't care what nobody say. I think grandma got a lot to do with what's going on too. The whole caregiver of this young little girl. She's got a lot to do with it. And she need to be locked up too. And I don't care what nobody say. She need to be locked up because you did not have the right to put that little girl in harm's way by putting her in the hands of a man that's not even her real biological daddy. And I feel like if you didn't want that little girl, you could have worked with the family or the mother to be able to return her back after lying on her and telling folks that she was into daggone drugs and things of this nature in order to get the baby from the big gate. So, like I said, what happened to her is a travesty. And you wouldn't think that someone would do something like that. That's why I said that couldn't have been that little girl's biological dad, because ain't no way a biological dad would have did that to his own flesh and blood. No, ma'am. Let me see. I mean, there is some out here. But the grandma writing something to herself, yeah. It's something strange in the water. And the grandmama ain't got no emotion behind it. See, that when you know somebody had something to do with it. The grandmother don't got no emotion. You don't raise this baby as she is your child. And you ain't hooping, hollering, crying around and snooting, snotting and boogering and falling all out. Child goodbye. That's another thing that made me feel like the grandma know more than she's speaking on. So, I've been listening. And like I told y'all, I would come back in here when I, you know, felt like I needed to come in here and say something. And right now, I feel the grandmother is definitely someone of interest to look at. Because I don't see how you're not a person of interest. And I'm just like, wow. My baby. So this little girl keep picking with me, and it's the only reason why I feel like I need to talk about this. I feel like the grandma and that dude got something to do with this, but the grandma more than anything.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
So how is that your niece?
Nah, I just call it that, man, because this situation, this thing is, I don't know, man. So bad. But just call it.
Oh, I thought you knew the little girl.
Nah, it just hit hard.
It did. And I feel like the dad might have gone did some things, but that the grandma definitely is involved. Because she was texting herself as if somebody was ransoming her something for $4,000. That's strange.
You gonna get your husband back, mama?
Uh-uh.
I really got one back. I mean, she came back, but it was worth.
Well, God is good.
I was in a dark place. I'm still there, but man.
No, you're gonna come out of it, and mommy is on YouTube. I'm glad that y'all back, and y'all need to stay together like Al Green. Well, that's because y'all gotta stay away from each other so much. But mommy gonna call y'all back when y'all get settled in and everything. And hey, and hey, you know you still owe mommy $20.
I know. Yeah, I told mom. I'm a,
Yes, cause I'm about to dag on. I'm going through it down here. I
oh,
might have to be moving in with y'all.
I just got Kayla just got her place, and she ain't got a day shit.
You hear me? Mommy gonna come move in with y'all.
You gonna come move in with me?
Yeah, I
You gotta
might have
share
to,
room with your
son.
granddaughter.
You hear me?
And mom, she just had her birthday today. I went and bought her FIFA roadblock
Happy
shit for her
birthday,
cake.
Faither.
She went to her grandma's. I was mad,
Oh, okay.
but
Well,
I tried to surprise her with a little being a stepdad.
yeah. Well, don't forget, mommy, cause I need that,
Oh
honey.
no, I want to put it to you as soon as I get on the phone. Watch.
Okay, mommy on YouTube. I had to get them hours in. I was calling you to see if you really knew the little girl.
No, I didn't know. It just hit hard. It just
It
hit.
did. It hit me, and it's like she's picking with me to tell that it's not just the dad, it's the grandma too.
Her spirit ain't even crossed over yet. She
No.
was like when they was doing the little thing.
Hmm.
Her little circle thing was in the middle of the burnt up house.
Wow.
I seen you the pictures. I saved all the pictures.
Okay, mommy love you, and call me back.
All right, I'll let you. I'm gonna send you this bread real quick.
Okay, baby, love you.
Let me just.
Bye bye. I love my babies, y'all. They daggone know when they was on the verge of losing their daggone spot. I was right there to help, because I don't want nobody to be homeless. But y'all, something, and let me call TRW, girl. Cause girl, you know me. I'm got to call in, cause honey, y'all don't call the hotline at Big Mama's hotline no more. So honey, I'm just daggone. Y'all want to call the hotline and talk to Big Mama? The number is 614-881 2227. 614-881-2227. But I have to call my girl because I am just I can't. She know I'm about to call. I'm like, girl T, you got to answer this one for Big Mama girl, cause girl, I mean, you ain't had a dag. Gonna sit down and talk to her in a minute. I mean, T.
Hello.
Girl, what you doing? Sleeping?
Mhm.
Is it? What time is it? I hope Big Mama ain't daggone. Girl, is.
5:22.
When you trying to get your beauty rest?
I'm taking me a nap.
Now how the heck is you taking a nap and you on my daggone live?
Girl, my eyes was closed and I was sleeping.
Listen, T, you know when something get to picking at me, right?
What
And
happened?
this little girl is picking with me. I wasn't gonna
Oh.
touch this conversation or this thing,
Mhm.
but the grandma is suspicious as the heck to me. T,
Mhm.
do you think? What you think about the grandma?
I think the dude did it on his own. I think she might have called her daddy that night, and he went over there. I don't think he went with no cousin because they got some surveillance tapes of him with that girl. I haven't seen them, but they say the grandma that Monday she was over somebody's house smoking and drinking, so the girl wasn't with her, and the girl disappeared Tuesday. Didn't end up at school. I don't know. And where did grandma work at overnight?
And another thing that's so suspicious is that the kids and her friends all know something that the grandma was trying to hide.
I think the daughter. It's a lady on YouTube that interviewed the daughter,
Right.
the girl mama, but
Mm-hmm.
the kids was hollering in the background. You heard bells ringing and shit. I'm like, that wasn't even a good video.
Her name is
Uh-uh.
Savage Royalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to that and everything. But
I
I'm
don't. The mama, why you didn't ever have your baby?
because I just found out that the grandmother and the daggone godmother or somebody went up there
Mhm.
telling all kind of lies on the mom while she was in there having the baby.
But it
And
couldn't be that many lies. I mean, they you didn't go home. You
they
didn't
didn't
leave the hospital
investigate.
with your baby.
Right. You
Okay.
know, back in the
So what did
days,
you need to do to get your kid back?
look, she went right through what I went through. That woman that got her baby or had her baby, which was her mama, right?
Mhm.
Okay. She she went up there lying on that girl. So she was trying to get the baby from the gate.
Mm.
So, but
I wouldn't have left the hospital with my baby. Fuck that bitch. Fuck you. I'm not leaving. I'm going. They
and
gotta
they
get
had
me
to
my
test the
mother.
baby. They had to test the baby to make sure that none of this stuff was, true. But something had to
Mhm.
be true for them to just snatch the baby from her. Was you
Yeah, because
dependent?
from birth to 9 months, the baby was in foster care.
And that is what
When
I'm
the
saying.
baby got 9 months is when the godmama got her. So where were you? What was you doing
And the
between
grandma
birth and
just
nine
got
months?
her at 9.
5 years ago. Yeah, 5 years ago, the grandma got her.
But then she
From
just
nine
got
months,
custody. Listen, she just got custody of her.
a year and a half ago.
Right, but she's had her all along.
She had her for 5 years all along.
Who
From
been
nine
beating
months
this baby?
to, huh?
Who been beating her though?
The grandma.
For what? Just because she's
Because she
stealing?
was sick of her. She was tired of her. And she said the girl was
Motive.
stealing.
Motive. Motive.
She was sick of her. And she told the mom that
You
you,
need to
in
get
June, you
yourself
need to get your
together.
baby. And get your baby.
This is motive
And
all day long.
then it was said that the grandma had people from prison coming to live with her that was sex offenders and shit.
So listen, if the little girl
Wow.
was a virgin, how could she have been done it? That when they did what they did to the dad on the sidewalk, he had no defensive nothing. You couldn't see it, even if he like if that little girl. He was doing anything that the little girl would have went straight for his face, because we go straight for the face as a female. The grandma got defensive right there, right across there. I seen it when she was daggone in the interview. I said, why she got that mark under her eye? Was she the one? And then grandma's where are they from here, right? So why is everybody covered up like it's freezing cold outside and it ain't freezing cold?
It wasn't cold Friday. I mean, the other day, Monday, Tuesday. It ain't been cold out there.
Girl, we've been able to daggone walk around out here just with like jogging, gear.
Dude, I thought it was fucking snowing or raining or something. Everybody had on coats and shit. This was the other day.
Now the other day it did rain. Girl, they over there having funeral at this time of the. Well, it is what you call. It's still early in the day here. It's 8 something. But you hear that sound like popping off out there? That's at the graveyard.
Mm.
Hmm.
I don't know.
But this is it just to me sounds suspicious. It's all over the place. And if the grandma was texting herself, that seems more suspicious.
Yeah, because it was a one-way text. It wasn't nothing on the side.
So
Like you
wasn't.
talking to somebody. That bitch
Exactly.
crazy. She's crazy than a
I
motherfucker. That bitch
came with you,
crazy.
T.
That bitch is crazy. I'm like, what kind of shit she was into?
Girl, and then she was
And she
talking to
showed that
herself
shit.
that the person wanted to buy the little girl for $4,000 and shit. Did you see that?
Mm-mm. That's crazy. That grandma is crazy.
That's why I said the
She
grandma
look
involved.
crazy.
She do, and
She
she ain't
look
got no
crazy.
remorse. It's like Girl, you been raising this little girl all the time. You ain't crying and snotting and boogering and going. Something
They
ain't.
said she was at somebody's house Monday smoking and drinking. And then she want to pretend like she got home Tuesday morning and seen all this shit and the door was open and,
I don't believe this. I think the boy is caught up because of the sexual stuff, but the SA. But I really think the grandma is the one that done all the rest of the stuff.
cut the baby hands off and sliced her throat and called that nigga. She called the nigga over and he put the baby in the back of the truck and put her in that building. That sounds more like it. She
Yeah,
did that shit at the house.
yeah. Because why is her stuff still at the house? Meaning the little girl never even daggone really maybe even left the house. All of it occurred at that house, and they put her in
Yeah.
that abandoned house,
Mhm.
and then
And they said the girl died at 12 p.m. that day. That day, so she was somewhere
right.
alive. And she did the autopsy said she died at 12 p.m. that day.
And how if
So
she did that? The dad was
that
here,
day they found her body is the day she died.
and the dad was here.
And then she supposed to disappeared on Tuesday. The weekend done passed, they was searching for her.
And traveling
So
feet
that was
did that.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, yesterday is when they found her. So
Hmm.
for them 5 days, where was the little girl located? Because the autopsy said she died at 12 p.m. that day that they found her.
So who had her?
Hmm.
Because the dad was in Ohio.
Who you
I mean
asking?
Columbus. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm. Now that's what they need to ask the girlfriend. When did he come back and put that mat that's in the back of your truck?
Right.
When did he come back and bring that over there? Because the autopsy said that little girl died 12 p.m. that day they found her.
Dang.
So I don't know. These people crazy killing these kids.
Yes.
It's a little kid that can't talk or nothing. He missing right now. Like
Mm.
where is that kid dead? Because the mama killed him. And now you want to report him missing?
Look how Simone and Travion acted with Malia.
Hmm.
And the mama was asking, what are y'all done with Malia? Travion, where's Malia? And he went running up the hill like he was daggone going up to some daggone, one of it wasn't funny, but they just played that daggone whole role. He got caught up because he was with a woman who had to daggone beat her baby.
Mm-mm.
Went to the
I'm like,
store.
I can never thought about doing nothing to my kids. I don't know what's wrong with
Nothing.
these
These people is
motherfuckers.
nuts.
I
It's
ain't never thought about killing them, slicing their throat, cutting
no,
off their
none
head,
of it.
burying them some goddamn where, setting houses on
Watch the
fire.
grandma be the one. Watch it be the grandma.
He better start talking. But when
He,
they got his ass, he like, go ahead and kill me.
yeah, he did
Just
because he
kill me.
because he know what he had done to the little girl as far as the SA. But I'm talking
Yeah,
about
why would you do that too? Why would you want to have
because the
and they
reason
was
why
supposed
I
to put
say
the
it was
phone for it.
SA is because weeks. I mean, like in 2018, way before he even was involved with his daughter's life, he was going through something. He was sitting on camera and he was crying about it. He said, "I just don't feel like If it sounds like that he had been doing something that he wasn't supposed to do, and he know he wasn't supposed to do it." But I don't think this had occurred with his own child at this time where he was talking about that lady was trying to put all of that together and, put all of that to say that he was doing. But no, this boy had some other stuff going on in his mind, in his head. He was crying on camera.
And the baby mama, you crazy as hell. You had a baby by this weird
But
motherfucker.
they trying to say that he ain't even a baby daddy. So what the hell is going on? Did you
The
hear
baby
that?
mama. Yeah, the grandma said that the daughter told her that he wasn't a daddy.
So this is why I say
So,
grandma is in trouble. First and foremost, she was supposed to be protecting this little girl. You was beating her because you had access to her at this time when all of this stuff was being reported to the school and from the school to DHR. So all of the beatings and all of the bruises and things did not come from that dad.
Mm-mm. They said one of the cousins was like, when she was staying with the grandma and the daughter and them over at that house, that the grandma used to pop her in her fucking mouth and shit, and the little girl grandma used to give her black eyes, and what type of bitch are you?
That's why I said
You're the evil black bitch.
that grandma got a whole lot to do with this here. Oh yes, ma'am. And because the boy he got mental issues, she used him to make it seem like, and he's confessing to what he done to his daughter, but I don't think that he done that other thing, cause he wasn't in that baby's life enough to daggone wanna. That's someone that's hate,
And it's the grandma.
cause she wanted you to get that baby.
And why didn't you want to get your baby?
That's
Like,
motive.
most people fight to get their kids. And you done
Yeah.
had, I didn't like the
But the
way she
grandmother,
talked
they
to
said that the
me.
grandmother kept saying every time that she would go up to, you know what I'm saying, get the little girl, it was always something the grandma said against her to be able to get her little child. That's why I said it's the grandma, something about this grandma. And then for her to write her own self a ransom, girl, something ain't right about that grandma.
Uh-uh.
And she used this boy because she know he kind of mental. He been going through some things. Because he confessed a little bit of stuff on camera, but this was way before he was gotten the little girl's life. You feel me? So
Where that was at? He had a YouTube page or something?
no, the
I mean, a
girl.
Facebook page?
There was a lady doing an interview with him, the dad, the so-called dad, which is Donnie or Darnell, and then the mom and the grandma. Okay, and
Mm.
Darnell was sitting there. He was crying. This was supposed to be happening in 2017 or 18 when he was, doing all that crying. So they done dug down way in there. So my thing is, this grandmother had a reason for putting this man in that little girl's life for a reason to try to daggone set him up. He could be framed. It's something going
And
on.
then, why would the little girl, why she didn't call grandma and say, Grandma, I think somebody trying to break.
Exactly.
Why you didn't call 911? I think somebody trying to break up
Why
business.
the dad?
Why did she say, oh, I'm going to call my daddy to
If
come over here?
if
And where's the cousin that he supposed to went over there with? Where's this cousin?
okay, who told that?
That's what what was said.
By the
The
man
little
or the
girl,
grandma? Who told the story? That's what I want to know. Who narrated this whole story? The grandmother?
yeah.
Oh, that's who the grandmother is who did this to the little girl. And she framing the dad or the so-called dad. Yeah.
Why you sitting up here talking about he want to die? Kill me.
Because he probably has tampered with that little girl.
And then the grandma like, you know how he was grooming her. Hmm?
How do you know this? And why would you let him groom her?
And why would you let him take her?
That's right. I said that to girl. Listen, if you get to talking to each other, you got to put this stuff together, T. And this is
You let this man pick your grandbaby up,
right.
travel to go take her to see her mama,
Right. Who ain't supposed to be daggone having no kind of contact with the little girl.
and then he called. I want her to come home tonight, so he got to take her back that night. And she probably autopsy might be wrong. That little girl probably was dead for no, because they said she went to school Monday.
But then they said she didn't daggone go. My grandma said she didn't daggone show up at school. So who's lying?
And that was on Tuesday.
The school said she was there. So, oh girl.
So Monday she went to school. Tuesday she didn't show up. Tuesday morning, Grandma supposed to got home, and the door was open. The girl panties was here, pajamas was there. Ooh, she don't go nowhere without her glasses because she can't see. Ooh, the gas was on in the house. Let me call the school. She not there. I gotta call the police. So you got home at 9 something that morning on Tuesday. And you discovered all this.
and leaving a 13-year-old alone all night. That's
Where
child.
you work at?
That's child endangerment. I don't
They
care.
need to find out where she work at. You need to find out, did she clock into some job, or was she somewhere like the family members say, somewhere getting
Getting
high
high
and
and
drunk?
drinking,
Mm-hmm.
and could have
Okay,
daggone
figure it
came
out. That's
home,
great.
and could have came home high, and did something to that little girl.
What the fuck you doing, motherfucking up? Mm-hmm. And start fighting with the girl, and the girl scratch her by her fucking eye.
That's why she got a scratch under her eye, and then
Why was
she,
it?
then you
It's because she
daggone
got
came in.
some DNA up under her motherfucking nails.
Yeah, that would have
That's why
cut
they
the
cut her
hands
hands
off.
off.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And that's some stuff that a woman would do, not a goddamn on guy.
Mm.
Cause her nails, that's right here. That's right
I'm gonna
here.
have to go look at the interview when that news people was interviewing her stupid ass.
Ooh, she didn't know that you grandma got the daggone defense. Cause I said whoever did this to the baby, she's 13. She put up a fight. And motive would be grandma was tired of her, so she probably set the young man up. She said it, she set all of this up because she done already wrote the daggone supposed ransom letters to herself.
$4,000.
I said, who the heck sells a baby for $4,000? Damn, she must be a crackhead. That's what I said.
It was just like black and white, just whole everything wasn't
Yeah, it
nothing
wasn't
else.
nobody else talking to her. There was no another bubble.
That bitch need to be locked up because if you that damn dumb police officer, y'all need to be locked up too because that bitch wasn't having no conversation with nobody.
Nobody but herself. Nobody but herself. And I realized that. I said, let me call
Somebody else said that
TRW.
shit. It was like, it's nobody else
Talking.
talking but her.
And then I asked one of my friends, I said, oh my God, is she daggone texting herself? They said there is an app that make you can be able to daggone do stuff like that. I said, what? They say, yes, CC, you can daggone download an app and make it look like somebody is writing to you when it's actually you writing yourself. But there never was a bubble coming back. Like the people that's supposed to be writing for the $4,000. It's her. And if they go to her IP, they're going to find out that that came from the grandmother.
You need to go to jail, and that nigga need to. Okay, yeah, I came and I helped cover some shit up.
Yeah, because somebody covered up something.
That's what he need to tell on her ass. The grandma
Yes,
called
sir.
me and told me to come over there. When I got over there, she done sliced her throat and cut her
Her head,
hands off.
and told me that she was going to tell that I done it. So if I didn't help her, that they're going to move. I bet you that's what's going to happen.
Hmm. Y'all niggas need to stop taking falls for these crazy motherfuckers.
That's right, because I wouldn't have never wanted no parts of that. And then you're not the real daughter. I mean, the real son. I mean, the real
Daddy.
dad of this little girl. So that's even more horrific. The grandmother wanted to hurt the daughter of her. She could have been a wicked ass.
Friday, and I'm still getting stuff mailed to me. Like you mad about it?
But she, even when she was talking about the little girl, she had no emotion, no crying, no nothing. Even if she was stealing, a lack of something. You know, this little girl was lacking something. This is why she was stealing.
Somebody say the neighbors, she lock her out during the summertime.
In
And
the
the neighbors
morning.
will beat her.
Yep.
Why you putting them outside? What?
And she was younger then.
Yeah.
That's what I said. They need to look
That's
into
an
that
equal woman.
grandma. She was a wicked, wicked grandma.
Yeah.
And she probably was like that to her daughter, and she wanted to make her daughter even more miserable by taking her daughter's life, her
It
daughter's
was like
little girl's
it was
life.
like the daddy took her to say goodbye to her mama. This is the last time
Right.
you gonna see her.
Yes.
So she went that weekend
And
and then
set
like she
this
went.
boy up.
Hmm. Cause where the grandma and them live in Toledo,
Yeah. And why did
they
he?
took the baby
Why
to
did
Toledo.
Donnie? Because I think he's a neighbor of ours. But we used to call him Donnie. Because when I first seen him, I said, "Oh, that's Donnie." When I seen it when I seen his what you call, I said, "What Donnie done?" And then I went in there and looked. I said, "Oh, I know that's not real." But we know always, thought Donnie was kind of weird, but not like that. That girl, that lady, daggone, he's caught mental illness, and that lady used him to cover up what she done to
You
that little
can't
girl.
tell me he had mental illness when he told the police to kill me. Just kill me. Kill me.
And they shot him like what, 3 times?
He got shot in the arm, on the side, in his legs.
Yeah, because he kept
So they
saying the
weren't
legs was
aiming
broke.
to. He had a gun. He had a gun.
Yeah, he did. I think he disposed of the little girl.
Yeah.
I think he's the disposer.
Yeah. Grandma did it. He
Yep.
disposed of it, and that's how he caught up.
Yep.
And
Because the ransom note is going to lead to grandma.
yeah, that bitch was texting herself.
Or texting the dad, supposedly.
But then the dad supposed to told his girlfriend he got now to delete the text messages.
So it must have been the grandma talking to him.
He called her and told her she didn't show her face, but
Sure
she
didn't.
was like, he came and he put the mat somewhere by the house and then called and told her to delete the messages. Yup.
Girl, this is something else. It's gonna be a cover up. The grandma and that boy, and the grandma going to jail.
That's
She don't
like
need
the
no.
Messiah case and shit. That Jarvis crazy motherfucking ass, he taking a fall for Shannon because I believe Shannon beat that girl to death because she found out that she was pregnant.
It's so much going on.
He got rid of the fucking body. I think that Shannon came up to that motel room and made Naziah go home and beat her in that basement.
Wow.
And Jarvis got rid of the body.
And a lot of boys is going down for their daggone just part being in the relationship.
Mm.
But just me and you here talking tonight, I definitely believe the grandma is involved. And why would you allow this young baby, 13, to even go? You have paperwork on her. You don't know this man. Your daughter already said that is not the biological dad. So why would you even involve him?
One minute he the dad, one minute he not. That bitch was confused too. I think she did drugs while
The
they
mom,
took the baby.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when she got out there, she fell all over the ground and she was crying and carrying on. And see, that's a lawsuit for her through DHR.
She ain't seen that kid in years.
The
But
grandma
she
didn't
said-
want her to be around him. That's what the cousin said.
She said when the mama called, she would give the mama money for the little girl. Which story is it? You motherfuckers gotta fucking come up with a better plan.
See, somebody done this, and this is set up, and it's a framing, and they gonna find out that everybody's stories is stinking, and Ohio don't play that.
Mm-mm.
And they gonna get all the way down to the nitty gritty with their asses.
Lock them all up.
That's why I said that DHR, the ones that was working at that time, because they all felt this little girl. Because y'all don't. They need to stop shutting the cases. Period. Stop shutting the case. If you open this case, it is to be daggone. This little girl is to be watched and monitored on a weekly basis, just to make sure she's okay. There's enough food in the house. She's getting her education. Yeah, because the little girl that daggone was crying to go home back here in Columbus, Ohio again. They took the little girl. She wanted to go back to her mother. The family was lying on the mom, so she just didn't. She had too many against her, the mom, and the family. And when they all get together, that's what they do. They gang up on, and they ganged up on her. She daggone did everything she could. She passed all of her parental, all her drug tests and everything. And the day that she's about to get this daughter back, the boy, they daggone gave custody to family. The son, the son deleted the little girl, raped her, and deleted the little girl. The day that the mom had was supposed to get back custody of her child. That was the most gloomiest day in Columbus, Ohio, I think, as far as that one went. It was the worst ever because
And where he at, in jail?
he should be in for the rest of his life. This little girl was going through torment and all of this stuff while she was in this family's care, and then again they put she leave and want to go to another family. They put her back in the same back daggone family. Like, what's really going on with DHR or Children's Services, what we call it? Hey, Big Mama, and everyone in the chat. Hey, baby, that's one of my girls. Simply blessed. That's simply blessed. Hey, simply blessed. But yeah, girl. So I was like, and these are the stories that we need to be doing on these on these platforms instead of everybody going back and forth with everybody, because this stuff is deep and it hit home. You know, it might not be our families, but it's our families when it hits these daggone platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a mother, a female of any sort, you feel the person's pain. And even though she didn't daggone wasn't in her baby's life, she still felt that pain.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And knowing that she probably fought as much as she could tooth and nail to get her baby from her mother. Because in one interview, she said that her mother told a lot of lies on her, and back in the days, you could just call our Ohio's daggone children's services and just say anything, and they'll come and snatch your babies out your house just like that. They didn't have to know anything, but you know what I'm saying? No, the house could be clean, daggone blah blah blah, food in the fridge, but they could come in there and say one thing, and they would take the kids out, and then you have to daggone go through parenting classes and drugs tests and all of that stuff. And yeah, it was backwards to me. It was
They
backwards.
supposed to help keep the families
They
together.
not. They too busy trying to snatch
That's
these
what they're
children.
supposed to do.
Yeah,
Not tear up a family.
and that's what they. And I'm a product of it. That's why I said
That's
they can't tell
crazy.
me nothing about a dag on children's services. And then to know that they've been trafficking some of these children across the border. Yeah,
Just like they never found Oren and Orson
they probably over there on the in
on the
Mexico.
island.
In Mexico somewhere.
Mm.
Hmm. All these babies is being trafficked, and honey, these people crazy. I ain't never seen nothing so evil in my life. This is just evil. But I had to call you because I said somebody needed to be on the same page that I am. The grandmother, when I daggone, it's like the little girl will not let me daggone rest. She keeps saying the grandma got something to do with it. And then when I went in and seen the video, she's got a scratch. Fresh. This mean
Look at the video.
this mean you've been in a tussle, sweetie.
Mm.
So I mean it might be lighting, but it look this is the grandma dark skin, right?
The daughter said that shit. She heard that the daddy and the grandma was fucking.
Girl, Tosh. See what I'm saying? That's why I said something ain't right about this story. And I think he was helping the dad gonna get rid of that. What? Oh.
Yeah.
Cause the grandma might have been daggone. The grandma supposed to be daggone GAY, right? Allegedly. Right?
We want that motherfucker.
But they said that the one girl was her girlfriend. Allegedly. Mm-hmm. Allegedly.
Yeah. Just they say the little girl, she didn't even like boys.
Nope, and they said she was a virgin, so how would they know?
They don't play no tutu.
That's what I said.
Mm.
That's why them fingers.
Mm. Get in here and good, remind you of some precious type shit.
Right.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. That grandma was definitely suspicious to me.
Mm.
Mm.
We'll find out in a minute.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna let you go back to going back to sleep. I'm gonna finish my live, but I said I had to go in here and
If
ask
I
you.
wake up again, I'm gonna just snack on some shit. I don't want to snack no more. Yeah.
Girl,
I hate.
I got me some raisin cane.
I
Yep.
like raisin candy.
My friend died when I bought this. I'm DoorDashed it.
My kids love raisin cane.
Mm-hmm. That is the sauce for me. But
Next time I wanna go to the Sizzler.
simply I gotta call. I'm gonna have to later, cause I don't know everybody's names. When
Yeah.
when folk be calling folk hard face and stuff like that, I don't know them people's names. I be trying to look for them on Facebook and YouTube.
Scarface, Snowface.
Yeah, she be saying stuff like that. I be trying to look for a person and call somebody and find out who.
Bitch that look like she done had a goddamn stroke and shit. She fucking melted. Oh,
Who is that?
tell it like it is, Lady T.
Okay, now I'm sick of y'all.
Look like somebody was
I like Lady T. Now I'm sick of y'all.